before we go to Kurt Angle, that I was there in person in Coventry when you won the WCPW championship and
Yeah.
you smashed the poor Martin Kirby's head. But the important thing, symbolic of that night, in my opinion, is that on that very same card there was the last indie booking of Drew Galloway at the
Yeah.
time, and you had your coronation as a champion, the heavyweight champion on the same
Yeah.
night. Was that a little bit of a passage of the torch between
Do you
two
know?
Scotsmen?
Do you know what? No one has ever brought that up until now. But yes, that's basically exactly what it is. So there was a void in the. This is the thing that people don't realize in wrestling. You can never be precious about where your opportunities come from, because that's just the way it is. Every opportunity I've got in wrestling is because someone couldn't make it or someone was leaving or whatever, and then that's your opportunity to prove yourself, you know? So when Drew, what I don't think people realize how much Drew brought to the table, not just in his matches. Drew is, he's the man. The thing about Drew is when he was here, I call him the Undertaker of British wrestling, in that when he was there, it just everything, the quality of the show was lifted. Like when I say the Undertaker, I mean like he was the guy that you would go to if there was, you needed advice or there was an issue or you wanted feedback or whatever. He was the guy, and he was one of the people that I worked with that you had no choice but to get better. And it's hard. Drew has an in-ring intensity, and I remember him telling me one time, we were at ICW, and it was when we had like some tag interaction, and he said to me, he was like, you're a hell of a talent. He's like, but when you work with me, I'm going to try and bring an intensity out of you. And when you, in the best way possible, I would say this has happened twice, where it just, Stone Cold Steve Austin says you have to believe absolutely everything that you're doing. Both Kurt Angle and Drew made me believe everything that I was doing. Those were some of the most fun experiences I've ever had in a professional wrestling ring. I wish Drew's, this is the thing, Drew is such a great guy, to the point where he is, where he is, and he will still he messages everybody on their birthday. No matter who, if he knows you, he messages you on your birthday. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
And I'm thinking, not even I do that.
Guy.
You know what I mean? It's like he's he's him. And I'm thinking, God, he's just such a great guy. I look up, when you're an arrogant person like me, you don't look up to many people. But I look up to Drew in many ways. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to work with him. I worked quite a few matches with him in WCPW, and again, I think he forced me to go from just being the entrances guy to being a force in the ring as well.